So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different and talking about Sophie Aldred's book. This is my brother Nick.
Hello.
He's going to be joining in with this chat. So Sophie wrote a book with the help of
Steve Cole and Mike Tucker. Yes. Her old mucker.
Her old mucker. It's called A Childhood End. And At Childhood End. Yep, I can't read.
No, good job you listened to it then.
This is exactly why I downloaded the Audible. I'm not a reader. For me, that would take me forever if I read this.
Yeah, I mean it took you for ages to read a Wicked book, so...
Oh, don't even start on the Wicked books, man. Right, let's talk about this cover first, because we were just talking about this.
Yes.
So... this will contain spoilers, by the way. If you are thinking of getting this book, it will contain spoilers. But 13th Doctor is on the cover, so that's not really a spoiler. But I love the fact that it's all like orange and black. It looks very sophisticated.
Like the logo.
Yeah. And on the back, which we were just eyeing up, you've got a lovely... Don't focus on Nick's face, focus on the book. There we go. You've got a lovely silhouette there of Sophie's character Ace with Barbara. The TARDIS in the background, which is very lovely. Anyway, yes. How did you find this book?
I enjoyed it. Are we doing spoilers for the most latest series as well?
Oh no, not.
Nope.
Let's try not to. Let's try not to stroll onto that complicatedness.
Okay. Well, I thought. Well, it was a very good characterisation of all the companions, of the Doctor itself. It seems that was a weird noise. She's really got. Well, it shows that she's a fan of how new Who is.
You can definitely see that she's definitely watched. I won't talk about season 12, but season 11 we're fine, I reckon. Yeah. You can definitely tell she's watched season 11 because...
she's familiar with Jodie's Doctor.
Jodie's Doctor's in there, and obviously her 3 companions are in there. And for the Audible, obviously she does all the voices.
Yes.
And...
She pulls it off quite well most of the time.
Most of the time. She does do the 7th Doctor, who is Ace's Doctor as
Sylvester
well.
McCoy.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, her rendition of the 7th Doctor is interesting.
But her Jodie is...
Oh, her Jodie is fantastic. Brilliant. The only time I got confused was obviously when it was Jodie and Yaz talking at the same time.
Yes.
That did get a bit confusing. Obviously, if you were actually reading the book, it wouldn't be as confusing, but on the Audible, it does get a little bit confusing.
So if Big Finish need a Jodie Whittaker...
Oh, 100%.
Maybe get somebody else for Yaz, though, but...
Yeah, definitely. She could pull off a Jodie quite easily for Big Finish. 100%. Right.
Yeah.
Quite easily.
Yes. I've also just noticed it's At Childhood's End. The anagram is Ace. I've literally only just noticed that just now.
Speaking of anagrams, there you go, look. Ace.
Because it's literally pointing out for you right there.
It's even highlighted.
Another reason why not to go for Audible and go for a physical copy.
Ace as well in the book is in charge of a company called A Charitable Earth,
which was set up by Russell T Davies.
Yes, it was.
It was teased by him in the Sarah Jane Adventures because, well, lots of people know this, but not. Well, I presume lots of people know this. She was meant to be in the next series of Sarah Jane Adventures. Which obviously didn't happen because of the sad death of Elizabeth Sladen. But yeah, she was meant to come back in the next series of Sarah Jane, and it was set up in Sarah Jane that Ace was running this charity. So
we don't actually know what this charity is, though. Did you notice that? She was like, "Oh, I run a charitable Earth." It's like, right, okay.
Kind of got the sort of idea that it's sort of like a relief agency, like go and help out with floods and build schools and stuff, but it doesn't particularly say that.
Yeah. So whether it, like you said, whether it's like relief aid and all that sort of stuff, but it didn't actually say. Or the only thing we did know was the fact that her apartment was deliberately placed over the top of the Tower of
Unit
London,
HQ.
which was where Unit HQ
The dark,
was.
black archive, dark archive,
Dark Archive, yeah.
that place.
If you look as well, Doctor Who-y type fans, if you look at the Collection 26 trailer with Ace in it, if you want a visual of what Ace's apartment would look like, I definitely recommend
that was in my head for like the entirety
Oh,
of
100%. When
the section in her apartment.
when she was like, oh, I was looking over London, straight away that popped into my head.
With the leather jacket on the coat hanger and all that, yeah.
Right. What happened next?
Well, to the actual story.
The actual story, yeah. Right, you can tell the actual story.
Okay.
So what
heavy
actually?
spoilers.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, heavy spoilers from now on.
Skip to this point if you don't want to see the spoilers. I'm sure she can put a little annotation somewhere.
Come on. Storyline.
So basically, there's a probe, a spaceship basically has appeared in orbit around the moon. Now, there's all of these news reports about it, and the Chinese are going to send up somebody, Americans, Russians, everybody's going to send up a spaceship basically to investigate what is this thing going around the moon. Ace just happens to have previously been in a relationship with the guy who's in charge of British Rocket Group.
Will. Good old Will.
He'll pop up quite a bit. And she manages to talk her way onto the ship, which will go up from Britain to investigate this spaceship of riches around the moon, because she basically has this weird bit of alien technology.
She has a Batcave. They literally call it a Batcave as well, and in this Batcave she's got all this alien technology, which I presume she has like kind of commandeered stuff from UNIT. Yeah.
So she has this weird symbiotic sort of a pilot sort of thing.
Squidget!
Who is called a squidget.
Oh
or she christens it a squidget.
She calls it a squidget.
No idea what it's actually called.
Oh my god, though. Like...
So it's the sort of thing that you could imagine popping up randomly.
I always...
Yeah.
I don't know. I always picture like a blob, but... You know, like Ditto?
Yeah.
But like not Ditto as a Pokemon, just like a little... Because it has like tentacles and...
Yeah.
Like...
See, I went somewhere completely different with my thoughts.
Go on.
I was picturing a Khaled, like the inside of a Dalek.
Yeah, kind of like a squiddy type substance.
In my mind's eye, it was literally like a Khaled.
Khaled?
The creature inside the Dalek,
Yeah.
not DJ Khaled. It's a key. You played yourself. But with his like tentacles going everywhere and his little squeaks and squirks and all
The
that.
little squeakers work. He's like a little pet, isn't he? Oh my god, I would love. Oh come on, Chris, put Squidget on the screen.
But yeah, with like a.
I would love to see Squidget on the screen.
Like a black shell sort of thing around it.
Okay.
That's how I picture it. But I don't know.
Can I just say as well, because we might as well just like talk the story as you're.
Yeah.
When she turns up, and they're like, right, okay, well fine, we'll use your alien technology to go up to this magical spaceship. However, we're going to send you on like a fitness test
And have a medical.
and a medical. And Ace is like, excuse me.
So you can picture her like with this oxygen mask running on the treadmill and.
Just like that. I mean, the speed, like in Survival, the speed that Sophie can run, like if you, well obviously Sophie is Ace, the speed that she can run, she's fine.
Obviously in that one, of course, she does have the cheetah DNA.
No.
Oh, previous to that.
This is when she's running away.
Okay.
This is before
Not
the
watched it
cheetah
for a while.
DNA. Spoiler!
It's a 30-year-old
Oh,
spoiler.
shush. But yeah,
Yeah.
it did make me laugh. Oh, by the way, you need to sit like a physical? Okay.
But of course, all of this is set about 30 years after she's travelled with the
Oh
Doctor.
yeah, we didn't say
so
that,
she
did
is a
we?
middle-aged woman at the
We
time.
did say that, and that is brought up quite a lot throughout it. But that's one thing I did love as well.
Yeah, that she wasn't...
That she was actually acting
Her
pretty
age.
much her age, yeah.
Which obviously with the Big Finish stuff,
She's
previously she'd been acting
like a 17-year-old.
teenager jumping around saying, Ace!
Wicked. Much.
No.
Because I don't want to give like loads, don't want to give the whole storyline away. So she
But
gets up there.
yeah, so essentially they get up to the
Oh!
the spaceship, and the TARDIS is there.
Lo
What a
and
surprise.
behold.
Yeah, something weird aliens going on. Oh look, it's the Doctor,
But
not the one you're expecting. To quote Paul McGann.
But she obviously gets up there, she sees the blue box. Professor!
Wow,
And
big surprise.
And it's
Walks
Jodie
in
Whittaker.
free.
I'm blonde and female!
At least you didn't do a spoilers for the last series, so I won't say that.
No. We're not doing season 12.
So yeah, and then she eventually realises that this woman is a professor, and then does a brilliant northern accent, and everybody's
Like we
fine and
touched on
dandy.
earlier, she does do a very good Jodie.
And quite a good Bradley Walsh as well.
Oh my god, yeah. Ain't nobody called the professor there, love.
I'll need a doc.
I need a doc.
I could do a much better Bradley Walsh, but I won't do it now. This isn't an audition tape. But yeah.
So yeah, basically they all work together to try and figure out who this spaceship belongs to. Meanwhile,
Oh yeah, there's
on Earth,
oh yeah, the
Wraith,
Yes.
Chantel.
Yes. And
Survival episode again, if you want references. Because after I listened to this audiobook, I actually went through and watched all of Sophie's 7th Adventures, and in Survival it has Squeak, who is the character of Chantel, which kind of made me giggle.
And the weird rat things.
Oh, they're the Wraith, aren't they?
No, they're separate.
What are the weird rat things?
They're like They're like.
This is. I will say, it did get rather confusing because you had there was these weird rat people from Earth
Who are called rats, RATT.
yeah,
Rats.
and then there was
The Wraiths.
the Wraiths, and then
Aston Gear.
the Aston Gear.
Which are like horse people.
Oh my god, how
Now
like,
these I'd really like to see in the series, just to see
actually
what the hell
Googled
they
them.
look
I
like.
generally googled them. I was like how the hell did I spell it? Because I didn't
Yeah.
have the book. But I did Google to see if they were an actual thing, which is another reason why I watched Sophie's series again, because I generally thought they were an actual thing, and well, she never came across
No,
them.
I couldn't remember them. But,
They might be in Big Finish somewhere, but I don't know.
yeah, I mean, they are essentially, just to give a quick, obviously if you read the book you'll see it, but description of them, they're essentially humanoid horses. So like they're like us, but they have hooves and mane, but horse heads, but about the size of a human head.
Are they not like I imagine like centaurs, but the top half, like you've got the normal chest bit and then like a horse head on top of that?
I think so, yeah.
Would you say that? Oh my god.
I got the impression they're humanoid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a horse head, which is strange.
And the Wraith. So
Which
the Wraith.
they're not really. They're not really described.
No.
But I pictured them as like winged, bat-like creatures.
Yeah. I'm sure the Wraith have actually been in Doctor Who before.
Yeah. So when I was reading it, I was getting them. Well, I was thinking of
when you were listening to it.
Yes, sorry. You know what I mean. Same difference. Column A, column B. I was thinking of the Christopher Eccleston episode Father's Day, which has got the creatures he calls the Wraiths.
Ah, yeah.
Who basically go to repair the timeline. I'm guessing these are different Wraiths, because if you look through Doctor Who history, there's been a lot of Wraiths. Like there's the Cloister Wraiths
Yes.
in Peter Capaldi's series,
Yes, yeah.
which guard Gallifrey. Well, the cloisters of Gallifrey, weirdly enough, cloisters. And yeah, then these wraiths and a couple of other wraiths throughout the years. Third and fourth Doctors, for instance, as well. I feel such nerdy.
Love a bit
Such
of
a
nerd.
nerdy.
Such a nerdy.
That's English.
This is what happens. This is all new. Yes, I am still recording.
Yeah.
Oh no, I found Kim. See, I'm trying to think so trying to think characters that are in it. Obviously,
Kim Fortune.
yes,
Who
that's
is
a made
like
up.
a conspiracy theorist, sort of your Alex Jones, if you know, like that sort of thing. The shouty red man from American TV thinks everything's a hoax and that kind of character.
Yeah, he's very much looking for like proof of aliens, and he actually gets it.
Yeah,
And it's a little bit of a shock to the system. But that's a Sophie. That's a Sophie original character.
yes,
Him and Will, basically.
yes. Obviously, Will, we spoke about before, is Ace's ex, or Dorothy, as she's,
Dorothy.
which is her real name,
Yes.
Dorothy McShane.
Dorothy McShane. Love a bit of Dorothy McShane.
Very Irish. McShane.
Terribly Irish.
Yes.
But not Irish at all.
No, but in that Perivale area of
Perivale.
London, quite a lot of Irish immigration.
Yeah.
So
A lot of it's set in Perivale.
yes,
I have to admit though, because obviously I'd done the audio before I went back and looked. It's all very survival. I'm referring to that.
that was her last story.
I'm sorry,
so-
I'm referring to this one quite a lot, but a lot of the stuff she has used is in this DVD. But when I pictured Perivale, I did not picture it to look like it does it in survival.
Well, obviously 30 years, but yeah, I get you. But obviously for a lot of people, they would have only seen this and they're not seen Ace at all for 30 years.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Because not everybody listens to Big Finish.
No.
Shock horror. You should do though.
Listen to Big Finish!
Yes, it's very, 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 very,
I need my
very
geek
good.
specs on.
Occasionally, Doctor Who magazine does do free giveaways of Big Finish, so we'd fully recommend them.
One thing I would say though is if you haven't watched Doctor Who for a very long time and you do want to get back into it, this is quite a nice...
It's a nice link between the classic and new Who.
Yeah.
And obviously, very good introduction to a female Doctor.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's through fresh eyes, and I do think you can tell that Sophie's writ it as a step.
Yes, and it ties up a lot, what I feel are a lot of loose ends between her leaving, because obviously in the context of the series you never see Ace leave the Doctor.
It got cancelled and everybody cried.
Well, it went on extended hiatus. It was never officially cancelled by the BBC.
It got cancelled and everybody cried. This is going to be so choppy, I love it.
So yes,
we digress.
Yes.
Terribly digress.
we do terribly
See,
digress.
this is why seriously, my longest videos on this channel will probably involve this ginger one here, because we can talk.
I do rabble on.
Especially if Doctor Who's involved. Like,
Yes, or history.
oh my god, don't
But,
they know what I'm like with history. If you've watched my Hampton Court, insert V here. I do ramble on about history quite a lot.
Get
as
me
well.
on a history one more time.
Oh god, don't. Lord.
Maybe I'll do a
You
spin-off
think I'm
series.
bad? Maybe. Yeah, there you go. I'll lend in my camera for a day. You can have a Nick takeover. So just sign here.
Yes.
Right, where did we get up to?
Met the Doctor. Back on
Aston
Earth.
Gave, back on
Kim,
Earth, Chantal,
blah blah.
Kim.
So basically, it explains about how, just because we don't want to go through every single.
No, we
step of
don't.
the book.
We only want to talk about it briefly because we don't want you to just listen to this and go, oh, that's that story.
I don't need to read it. So basically, it explains how, why Ace left the Doctor, what happens there, why there's a bit of tension, but yeah, so it explains all the scoops of the time stream, the time storms, sorry, and yeah, so what happened to Ace back then, and that sort of thing.
I did find some of the flashback stuff with Seventh a little bit confusing. I know that it was relevant,
Yeah.
but some of the times I did feel, you know, like obviously this is different because it's an audiobook, not Big Finish. But in Big Finish, when they do like backflashes and stuff, they distort sometimes, so you can kind of tell.
Yeah, like they, not exactly, but like in shows where they go do 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 do.
Well, you know, like remember when?
Yeah.
Woo, like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
Sometimes they do distort it, and they didn't get that. So sometimes I was a little bit like, right. So is this the now
Or the
Ace,
then.
or is this the 16-year-old running around like a lunatic Ace?
Yes, and obviously with her reading it was a little harder, but yeah.
She's got such a. She has got a really engaging voice though.
Yes,
I must admit. Sophie could just sit there and read books to me all day. She really could.
Generally, in English, start again, rewind it, redo it. Generally, with audiobooks, I mean, I've listened to quite a few now, non-Doctor Who and Doctor Who alike. The more engaging the reader, the better the story.
Well, I think it helps that she wrote it. She's been in it. She wrote it and she read it, so you can feel that she's loving
exactly
every minute.
Improved generally with audiobooks. If I go on a little tangent here, when the reader likes what they're reading. So, for instance, I listened to Will Wheaton read Ready Player One. And obviously it's 100% his thing.
Shut up, Wesley.
He hates that.
Shut up, Wesley!
But, yeah, and obviously it's... Ready Player One is all about geek culture. Will Wheaton is geek culture.
Like,
He is basically the king of geek culture.
100%, yeah.
And so...
You can tell his passion.
He loved Ready Player One. He loved reading it and all this. And Neil Gaiman as well, another brilliant audiobook reader.
Don't start with Neil Gaiman, man. That's a completely different league.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for an outtake. There's going to be loads.
Alonzi.
I want to meet a person called Alonzo, because then I can say Alonso.
Oh, hello, Russell Tovey.
Right.
Yes.
Right, so let's do that again. It's really warm in here. So I actually have a list here. I have a little list. And I'm trying to stick to it, because otherwise we go off on a tangent, because that's what me and Nick always do. Hair flick, apparently. So she got her back, and I was a little bit too excited about her getting her back.
But of course, the defining image of Ace is obviously her leather jacket, her bat, and obviously they're
bomber jacket.
Yeah, sorry. But isn't it leather as well? I think so. I don't know.
Sophie.
Yeah, and she basically, it's famous because in the 7th Doctor episode, with the Daleks in Coal Hill School, she does beat up the Dalek with her baseball bat.
Love it.
Yeah, Remembrance of the Daleks.
Remembrance of the Daleks, that's the one.
But yeah, I had a bit of trouble remembrancing that, really. Terrible, I know. Insert bad pun screenshot there. Love a pun.
Love a pun.
But yeah, obviously we haven't listened to all of Ace's Big Finish appearances, so we're not sure whether it came back through that.
Because it never came back. It got broken in that first episode. Yeah. She literally, like, when you think of Ace, you think of the bomber jacket with all the badges and the Blue Peter badges and the baseball bat, but it literally is only in that one episode.
Yeah. So it's just sort of a memory that's there but isn't really. But yeah. And it is sort of implied in the flashback scenes that the 7th Doctor made her a new one. And then made it not just a bat.
Oh no, he makes it not just the bat. In remembrance of the Daleks.
Oh, okay, my bad. Scrap that.
You need to watch Remembrance of the Daleks.
Yes, I've not watched it for ages.
What did the Doc do to the horse people?
That's a bit spoilery. I don't want to do that.
Nitro 90.
So, yes.
I said that far too excitedly.
So, another, obviously with the baseball bat and the
Ace traits.
Bomber jacket, the Ace traits.
She likes the
Let's call this section Ace traits.
Ace traits. She likes to blow stuff up.
And one of her famous explosives back in the day was something called Nitro 9. Which first came into the Doctor Who series.
Do you know what they used for
back
those?
On Iceworld.
Do you know what they used for those?
Marbles?
No. That's in this one.
Yeah.
They do. They used whipped cream
Canisters.
canisters.
I remember it being canisters. I've got a false memory of it being marbles.
Yeah, because she had timers on the top of them, and they'd never go off on the right amount of time.
No.
But in this one, she has Nitro 90. They
So
are
she's-
like marbles.
Yes.
But I like the fact that she got the explosives in
Yeah,
there.
of course.
Much to the
It's Ace. She's going to.
much to the Doctor's annoyance.
Yes. As much as she says, as Sylvester used to say, have you got any of those explosives I told you not to bring?
Hand me that Nitro 9 I told you not to bring along. The Shadow That one. The Shadow Proclamation. I really can't say proclamation.
The Shadow Proclamation.
The Shadow.
Roll tol show mo no fo ko. Roll no vo fo.
Do you know who does it really well? It's Noah.
Yeah.
Right. I should record it, shouldn't I? The last thing I've got is the Shadow Proclamation.
Yes, which
The Space Police.
yes, it's featured a lot in New Who. It was never in Classic Who.
No.
It's
Which
sort of-
proves again that Sophie's done her research.
yes. First popped up in Christopher Eccleston's first episode, and it was a recurring thing through David.
Those of you who don't know, space rhinos, basically.
Jadoon.
The Jadoon.
Well, they work for it.
Yes, but they're like the police.
Yes. But yeah, they're an ongoing thing throughout the book, because the baddies obviously aren't doing something strictly legal. So there's the ongoing background threat of the Shadow Proclamation, which is ever constant.
But spoilers again, basically, people are getting stolen from Earth and taken to another planet. But the way they're working their way around the Shadow Proclamation is that they're not actually putting people in a building, they're dropping them off miles away and making them walk to a building. So
and then agree to terms and conditions.
Yeah, so then they've basically made their own choice to walk, which I thought was good in hindsight.
Yeah.
Because
nice legal loophole.
You wouldn't want a Jadoon just to appear,
No.
would you?
As the Doctor learnt.
Shush.
Near that lagoon.
By the moon. It's more a
More
canal.
of a canal.
Yeah. Oh my god. So, yeah. That
So
was
in
us
summary,
talking crap
yeah.
for too long. This video is going to be chugged down so much. So, in summary, we're just gonna... There's Sophie. Is it gonna... That's her face. Come on, camera. No, you don't want to play. You're too busy
There we
focusing on my hand, aren't you? Ah, so... Right. No. Oh, that'll do. In summary, I'm going to dismantle my book, apparently.
but yeah, it was a good read. Nice blend of new and classic Who. I'd give it a 7. Because 7th Doctor.
I have no words.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I think it deserves that reaction. But yeah. What did you think?
I would seriously, I would highly recommend this book. That's why I'm putting a review on this channel, which usually doesn't do this sort of thing.
But yeah, in all seriousness, I did enjoy it. Yeah, it's a very good read.
I would give it an 8.5. You know.
Oh,
honestly,
right.
yeah.
So sort of a John Hurt.
What is? I'd give it. Yeah, we're going to give it in Doctors. Okay, so you give it a Sylvester McCoy, and I give it a War Doctor. So that's how we're going to grade all of our audio books and dramas from now on. So look forward to that fun. So
yeah, available in all good bookshops and Amazon and everywhere.
And all that stuff. So thank you for chatting
That's
rubbish
okay.
with me. I'm sure I'll bring him back again. We might listen to a Big Finish together and review it that way.
And maybe do a history or holiday.
Oh, we're definitely doing Butlins.
Of course.
You'll definitely come with us to Butlins. Maybe
Well, under one paying for it.
maybe Stratford upon Avon if we do that as well.
Yes, yes.
So yes, Nick will definitely feature again. Not tomorrow, honestly. We're not gonna Chesington. He's gonna be in that. 2.
Cool. Well, thank
Right.
you for having me.
That's all right. Thank you for coming and chatting rubbish. The end.
And it's gone.
Bye.
What a good place to finish it.
I've not